everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Abe Fielding has taken action on Hollyoaks after his mother, Marie, began to discover that her son was an abuser. Abe's lies have gradually been exposed lately after Cleo McQueen, who he had said was holidaying in Bali, escaped from captivity and reappeared in the village. As she recovered in hospital, Abe's relationship with Perry Lomax unraveled as he became increasingly manipulative and abusive, with harrowing scenes showing him become violent before sexually assaulting her while she was unconscious. Perry's mother Leela eventually twigged that Abe was the figure who assaulted her earlier in the year, with the character imploring Marie to recognize the disturbing behavior that her son had been exhibiting. With a newfound sense of suspicion, Marie found a clue as she discovered a C engraved on the wall in Abe's home gym, though was stunned in the beginning of Monday's, January 13, episode as she discovered that it had now vanished. Abe, who had been frantically calling Marie all morning, attempted to manipulate his family even further by recalling his mother's own abuse at the hands of his father, though she didn't seem convinced by his latest act of groveling. Did Abe successfully cover his tracks, or will Marie discover her son for the abuser that he is? Abe Fielding, the local gym owner and part-time do-gooder, prided himself on his ability to read people. Whether it was a sly glance, a nervous laugh, or a slip of the tongue, he had an uncanny knack for sensing when someone wasn't telling the whole truth. So when Marie Thompson, the enigmatic newcomer with a past as hazy as the morning mist over D Valley, started acting suspiciously, Abe's radar went off. It started innocently enough. Marie, with her warm smile and impeccably timed jokes, had quickly ingratiated herself into the fabric of Hollyoaks. She volunteered at the community center, organized charity bake sales, and even joined the local running club, much to Abe's delight. But as time went on, Abe began noticing things that didn't quite add up. The seeds of suspicion. Marie had a habit of disappearing at odd hours. She'd cancel plans last minute, citing vague excuses about family emergencies or work commitments. Yet despite her claims of being up to her eyeballs in freelance work, she never seemed to produce anything tangible. Then there was her interaction with certain villagers. She avoided eye contact with Leela Lomax, always found reasons to dodge Nancy Osborne, and seemed overly interested in Sienna Blake's comings and goings. It was as if she were both hiding something and fishing for information at the same time. Abe wasn't one to jump to conclusions, but when he overheard Marie whispering heatedly into her phone outside the Dog in the Pond pub late one evening, his curiosity turned into a full-blown need for answers. Digging deeper. The next day, Abe confided in his closest ally, Misbah Malik. The doctor and perpetual voice of reason listened intently as Abe laid out his observations. Maybe she's just private, Misbah suggested, always the rational one. Private is one thing, Abe countered, but this feels like something else. What if she's running from someone? Or worse, what if she's a danger to us? Misbah gave him a skeptical look. Abe, not everyone who's secretive is hiding something sinister. But if it'll ease your mind, why don't you talk to her directly? Because if I'm right, she'll just deny it, Abe said. I need proof. Misbah sighed. Just don't do anything reckless. The first move. Reckless was Abe's middle name. That evening, he decided to follow Marie when she left the village hall after a late-night meeting. She seemed on edge, glancing over her shoulder as if expecting someone to jump out of the shadows. Abe kept his distance, using the quiet hum of the streetlights to mask his footsteps. Marie turned down a narrow alley behind Price Slice and stopped outside an unmarked door. She knocked twice, hesitated, then knocked 3 more times. The door creaked open, and a man in a hoodie let her in. Abe's heart raced. Who was this man? What was Marie doing meeting him in secret? Confrontation and confession. The next morning, Abe couldn't contain his anxiety. He marched straight to Marie's cottage, his determination outweighing his nerves. "Marie, we need to talk," he said the moment she opened the door. Marie's face froze, then softened into a nervous smile. "Good morning to you too, Abe. What's this about?" "I know you're hiding something," Abe said bluntly. "I saw you last night. Who was the man you met? What's going on?" For a moment, Marie looked like she might deny everything. But then her shoulders slumped, and she gestured for Abe to come inside. "You're not going to let this go, are you?" she said, her voice tinged with resignation. "Not until I know the truth," Abe replied. Marie sighed and sat down at her kitchen table. "Fine. You want the truth. Here it is. I'm not who everyone thinks I am. My real name isn't Marie Thompson, it's Marie Callahan. I changed it when I moved here because I was trying to escape my past." Abe's mind raced. What kind of past? Marie hesitated, then continued. "I used to work for a financial firm in London. I uncovered evidence that my boss was laundering money through offshore accounts. When I confronted him, he threatened me. Told me I'd regret it if I went to the authorities. I didn't listen. I turned over the evidence and he was arrested. But his associates, they didn't take kindly to what I did." Abe's eyes widened. "You're in hiding?" Marie nodded. "I thought Hollyoaks would be a safe place to start over. But recently, I've been getting anonymous messages, threatening ones. That's why I've been so jumpy. The man you saw me with last night? He's an investigator I hired to help me figure out who's behind the messages." A new alley. Abe sat back, trying to process everything. "Why didn't you tell anyone?" "Would you have believed me?" Marie asked, her voice tinged with bitterness. "It's not exactly the kind of thing you share over a cup of tea." Abe couldn't argue with that. But now that he knew the truth, he felt an overwhelming urge to help. "You don't have to go through this alone," he said firmly. "We'll figure this out together." Marie looked at him skeptically. "Why would you do that?" "Because that's what we do in Hollyoaks," Abe replied with a small smile. "We look out for each other." Taking action. Over the next few days, Abe threw himself into helping Marie. He reached out to Darren Osborne for legal advice, knowing Darren's tangled history gave him a unique perspective on matters of trust and deception. Meanwhile, Misbah helped Marie set up additional security measures at her cottage. Abe even paid a visit to the investigator, a gruff but well-meaning man named Harris, to ensure he was doing everything possible to track down the source of the threats. Together, they pieced together clues and followed leads, uncovering a network of connections that suggested Marie's past was far from over. The climax. One evening, just as they thought they were making progress, Marie received a chilling message: "You can't hide forever." Abe was with her when the message came through. "We're not waiting for them to make the next move," he said, his protective instincts kicking in. "We're taking the fight to them." With Harris's help, they set a trap for the person behind the threats. It was a tense, nerve-wracking operation, but in the end they caught a low-level associate of Marie's former boss, who had been tasked with intimidating her into silence. Moving forward. With the immediate threat neutralized, Marie finally felt a sense of relief, but she knew her fight wasn't over. Abe promised to stand by her side, no matter what challenges lay ahead. "You're stronger than you think, Marie," he told her one evening as they sat by the fire. "And you've got more friends here than you realize." For the first time in months, Marie allowed herself to believe that maybe, just maybe, she could build a new life in Hollyoaks, one where she didn't have to look over her shoulder. And as for Abe, he couldn't help but feel that his instincts had been right all along. Sometimes it paid to trust your gut. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.